Hi there, and welcome to another Incredible Hulk podcast. This is Graham, standing in for our regular host, Frank. Joining me this evening is Sue and Alex. How are we doing, guys?
Good.
And tonight, guys, we are tackling a death in the family. This is technically episode 2 overall of the Incredible Hulk TV series after the events of the pilot. In the form of a 2-part story, which was originally syndicated in November 1977 in the guise of a 2-hour movie entitled The Return of the Incredible Hulk. It was written by Kenneth Johnson and directed by, who was it, Sue?
Alan Levy.
Alan Levy, thank you for that, Sue. My mind is a blur as always. You have your regular cast in this outing. Bill Bixby, of course, as David Bruce Banner. You have the ever delectable Jack Calvin as the notorious, well, not notorious, but ever on the sleuth case, Jack McGee of the National Register. You have Luther Rigno as everyone's favourite green bear wrestling Hulk. I'm sure we'll get to that later on, but there was a part in this thing that was just absolutely ridiculous, but I enjoyed it. And of course, you have the guest cast for this outing. You have Laura Pring as Julie Griffiths.
Discount Linda Blair, actually.
Not exactly.
Discount Linda Blair.
Yeah, she totally looks like Linda Blair.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, we'll get to that anyway. So yeah, you have Laura Pring as Julie Griffiths. You have Dorothy Tristan as Margaret Griffith. You have John McClane as Michael. Good old Michael the hobo who likes to live by himself and cook the chicken by an open fire. Great fella. You have Miles Winston as Sheriff Dobson. William Daniels as Dr. John Bintford.
A.K.A. Kit.
Yeah, Kit, indeed. Yes.
Yeah, the voice of Kit. The voice.
Yes.
In the original Knight Rider, yeah.
And Mr. Feeney from Boy Meets World. But there you go. That's thank for another year.
Yeah, so they also have the guy that is the farmhand, the leader, is Major Dad, Gerald McRaney.
Gerald McRaney, yeah.
Yeah, was married to Delta Burke, another actor on CBS. Anyway.
Yep.
That's
so,
that's in the future.
Yeah, so that's the majority of your guest cast. The rest of them are just cameos and bit parts players. So a wee bit higgledy-piggledy there. Yeah. So an interesting one. This story picks up after the events, obviously, of the pilot. Jack McGee thinks that David and his doctor, I keep forgetting her name in the pilot, but his assistant have perished in the lab fire after the events of the previous movie. Yeah. He finds he hitchhikes his way across the coast of California, where he encounters Julie, who appears to be a young invalid girl, needing the aid of crutches, walking about our local orchard rather, in a bid to, visit the grave of her deceased father. But as we are soon to discover, there's more to this story than meets the eye. Opening thoughts, guys? What do you reckon?
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad in a way for the... it might be the second or the third pilot, technically, but, it was a good story. It was interesting. You have a lot of cast. Yeah, I mean, the narration is actually longer. I don't even remember if they had the "Don't Make Me Angry" thing. I think they did.
But they had the green face thing for the first season. So
so it was a little longer, a little bit more narration.
This one minus commercials was roughly an hour and 35 minutes. So you had the commercials in there. That's your 2-hour time slot. So
it was broken into 2 parts. So
yeah. But it was originally aired as a 2-hour movie. Once the series got syndicated, they broke it into 2 parts. So what I did find interesting about this was the fact you had the sense of mind over matter, or the sense of vulnerability when it came to, in a sense, both David and Julie. David with his affliction, obviously, of trying to control the Hulk, and Julie's circumstances where she thinks she can no longer walk due to the fact she was in a boat fire which ended up killing her father. As we later on discover throughout this tale, that was not an unfortunate accident. There is some shenanigans afoot. someone's after some dingo dollars, and yeah, it is a really an acute case of the wicked stepmother and the dastardly doctor. So, Sue, any thoughts for you on this one?
Yeah. First of all, like, he's walking along again, and he gets a ride hitchhiking, and gets dropped off near this house, and anyway, this house is
the breakfast estate. Yeah.
Yeah, and it looks like I thought, oh my gosh, it's Linda Blair, because and I kept thinking it was Linda Blair all the way through.
No, it's not Linda Blair. No.
No, but she looks just like her. Anyway,
Yeah, well.
I was pretty amused by that whole thing. And then the other thing that was really interesting was the grove. I mean, he just kind of strolls in casually and eats some of the fruit, like he belongs there.
Yeah, what a thief! What the hell, man? Yeah.
And so anyway, you can tell that he's gonna sort of hunker down there and not move on. But he is on his way to a town called Everett, California, to go to a hospital where they got an MRI that actually does something else radiologically.
Yeah, that was his main crutch for coming to this part of the state. No, there's this new machine, radiology machine. I'm assuming he thought that could help with his affliction in terms of the radiation and how it measured it and whatnot. But of course, along the way, he gets shoehorned into this tale, all because he becomes very friendly with Joey. He helps her back to the house after she seemingly passes out, and he just happens to notice that the serum that she's getting injected with isn't what it appears.
It's red instead of clear.
Yes, exactly. So that snowballs the whole chain of events as to why David kindly offers to stick around for a bit to try and get to the bottom of this and whatnot. And at first he just thinks, well, it's just the daft battle actually a nurse who's gave her the wrong thing. That's fine. Takes a job, hangs around, and it's not until William Daniels, good old Dr. Brentford, shows up and administers the same thing out in the open that he realizes, hang on, there's something smells rotten in Denmark. Yeah.
Yeah, so this injection that they're giving her is not the medicine for her legs or for her. It's all a smoke screen, because technically she needed no medicine. Right.
The stuff she's getting injected with is prohibiting her neurological system to believe that she can walk. Yeah.
So it's kind of sort
mind
of
over matter. Yeah.
A super drug.
Well, if you want to put it that way, in the 70s, yeah, it could have been some type of super drug.
Yeah.
So we get to a situation where David's like, oh, hang on, whoa. He doesn't know who the main players are in this thing. He takes his stepmother aside and goes, miss, your doctor is poisoning your daughter. Unbeknownst to David, she's in on it. She's the ringleader.
Yep.
And she's after the big bucks. And
because she's actually she's like the quintessential evil stepmother, you know?
Yeah, I mean, if this bitch was on Dynasty, nobody would bat an eyelid.
Yeah, and if she was like the Cinderella evil stepmother.
Lady Tremaine? Yeah, well, could have been.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. But what I did find, and so you find this out as the story goes on. You also have the B subplot of Denny, Joey's supposed other half, I guess. I don't know. He just played the jealous ogre all the time. It was hard to gauge if they were actually an item or no. But he unfortunately ended up on the wrong side of things. Because the mother enticed him to go get rid of David, and we have our first Hulk out because him and his mates tried to rough him up a bit.
Rawr.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
It was the full face, and then boom into green, and then
this
Super
is early,
quick.
early days for the show, but I've got to admit, during this fight sequence, I pissed myself laughing at certain parts. I mean,
Yeah.
there's even ADR where guys are shouting, "No, don't touch me," before he's even touched them. So I'm kind of like, well, they either missed that in the editing or I had a bad copy. You decide, folks. So, what's your take on the first Hulk out and the demolition of Denny's place?
Yeah, I mean, I did like it. Of course, they've done better, and of course, you can see that they changed the wig, and the Hulk's, forehead is a little too pronounced.
Yeah.
They didn't quite have it working in terms of his green per se.
Early doors, to be fair.
Yeah, but the paint was coming off also with the bear. The bear was licking the paint that they put on for it.
Okay, we'll get to the bear later. I've got a few things to say about the bear.
Yeah, I mean, again, this works a little bit.
What do you think of the fight scene?
Yeah, the fight scene was okay. I mean, I actually did enjoy it when they kind of showed that the Hulk, even though he doesn't look 8 feet tall, he pretty much is, and he was kind of slamming them into stuff. So, after he got mad, it was turning the tables on him.
So to speak, lots of tables.
Yeah.
I think at one point he demolished a set of stairs as well, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, that was kind of, that was the other funny thing about The Incredible Hulk was it was good when they either tackled a heavy situation or they had it seemed like a very big cast. It wasn't, but it seemed like it. So so that was actually good.
My God, someone that's green, tables, ladders, and chairs. Oh my! Remind you of anything? Anyway.
Yeah, he's in the reboot of The Wizard of Oz. Anyway.
Yeah, there you go. So, so this not only brings in subplot C of alerting Jack McGee and bringing him into the plot. We also, as a result of David / the Hulk fleeing this scene after beating up Denny and Co., we're introduced to old Dan Tucker, as I call him, Michael, the hobo on the edge of the swamp. Yes. I really enjoyed this character. I love his backstory. I love his hesitance to get involved. You found out why later on in the tale why he was really hesitant to get involved. You find out that he was the person who pulled Julie from the exploding boat, from the flames on the boat, which I thought was very noble. But I really liked old Michael, and he comes through in the end.
Just to add to what you're saying about Michael, he actually was like a really well-developed country character, unlike some of the other ones who are two-dimensional characters that you see later on in the series.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some other ones that are just like,
Well, we get introduced to Michael, and he's just your lovable old hobo on the edge of the swamp, likes his solitude, loves his whiskey, and he's roasting a chicken by a campfire. Fantastic. Singing a little ditty while he's at it. You can't grumble there. And of course, along comes the Hulk, and the quote of the episode for me, pink elephants is one thing, but this is something else. Brilliant. Absolutely loved it. I got a real chuckle out of that.
I bet you did. You personally.
Real chuckle out of that. So I really enjoyed that.
That's awesome.
The interplay between him and the Hulk by the campfire, he scoffs the chicken bone with the chicken leg bones and all. He had the bones. He had everything but the bones. Oh, he had the bones. I can't emphasize how much I enjoyed Michael in this episode. And of course, he attempts to let the old Hulk wash it down with a spot of whiskey. And he spits out like a girl and runs away and burns the chicken because he spat it in the fire. What the hell? 8 foot tall, you can't handle your liquor, son.
There must have been some good whiskey with that much fire. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. They don't call it fire water for nothing. Alex, your take on Michael?
Yeah, I mean, it was, it was good. He was a good actor.
Very good actor.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, with the Hulk and the fire, it was a little bit, reminded me right away of Young Frankenstein, but, that's okay. Yeah, but it was good. I mean, I like the fact that the minute that what is it, David and what was her name, the girl that thought
Julie.
she couldn't walk,
Yeah, Julie.
that he kind of said, stop it, you two, all the time.
Mm.
And of course, he wasn't too bad with the when he got bit later on with the rattlesnake.
Mm. Yeah, again, we'll get to that, but that was cool. So yeah, gotta love Michael. I love me some Michael on this one, man. So David then, comes back, introduces himself to Michael, gets a fresh set of clothes, and is on his merry way again. And it's at this point we proceed to the hospital, which David was initially in search of, where he not only doubles down on his efforts, whereby he has a look at the radiation machine in question to see how all the mechanics and all of that works. He then takes it upon himself to visit the good doctor's office
and steal Julie's file. Oh, sorry.
Pull out some files. Pull out some files, and whilst there, fall into a state of serendipity by hiding in the closet as stepmama and dodgy doctor come in and unveil and blow their whole plan while he's listening. Oh dear. Your thoughts, folks.
Well, okay. Yeah. The surreptitious file stealing was great. It was, it was exactly what the doctor ordered.
The adapted X-rays. Yeah.
Yes, the doctored X-rays, and he's on his way out of this thing, out of the hospital.
Well, he was, but he's spotted, and then a little car chase ensues back to Griffin Manor, where he happens to get there first. Tries to say, "Hey, Joey, you're being drugged here. A couple more injections."
Look, I got five.
Yeah. A few more injections, and you're no longer going to be here, kid. You've got to believe me. And,
yeah.
A few slaps to the face later, and a few barricading of the door, and look, big little white guy's now big green guy again.
Yep. He gets hulky and rawr, and
he gets hulky. Yes.
Yeah, and he goes and he has to push like the bed. He kept pushing. He pushed all the furniture against the doors.
Yeah, inevitably, when the Hulk shows up, destruction of property inevitably follows, and that's what happened to Joey's bedroom here. Initially to stop the other guys coming in the room, and then, oh wait a minute, we need a form of escape. Okay, let's throw something through a window, and let's jump to the ground and
he didn't jump through the window. He jumped through the wall beside the window.
Yeah. He jumped from the roof though.
That's
he jumped from the roof, and then it was a case of, oh, here comes Mom and Dr. Doolittle, Dr. William Daniels, Daniel Williams, William Danielson. Ketfi Knight Rider, you know who I'm talking about. So yeah, and then so off into the swamp they go, and that sets up your final act for this 2-hour-long epic. But before we get to that, what did you think of this portion of the tale, guys?
Yeah, I mean, that was slightly silly, but then again, how are they going to do it otherwise with the plot? So
it's a middle act, isn't it?
Yeah, so I mean, you can't really do much with the plot. I mean, it's kind of sad that they're trying to poison her in a way and make her lose her legs, but
no, they're trying to do more than that, Alex. They're trying to bump her off. They want the money. But it's interesting. I mean, everybody, in a way, everybody played their role great here. Deliciously well, if you ask me. Julie didn't get along.
I agree. It was really well done. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're all right. When you go.
No, I just think it was really well done. Even discount Linda Blair. She
discount. Her name is Laura Prince.
She looks so pathetic. Yeah. She looks so sweet and so innocent, and I just love. It was so cool. Anyway.
Okay, and if Order Prince's lawyers happen to ever hear this, you're no discount on the boy. But Julie did get a wee bit pathetic towards the end of it. I can't stand up. I can't. But again, empathy. That's just par for the course. Mind over matter. But anyway, what sets up the finale for the third act for this tale for our intrepid doctor and his green demon, Mr. Hyde. Off into the swamp they go. And then David obviously metamorphoses back into his normal self. That inevitable conversation happens. Meanwhile,
Julie sees it, and so does Michael.
Yes, but again, that's you're jumping a bit like a grasshopper there, sir.
Sorry.
You get the inevitable conversation initially between Julie and David, and then it's okay, right? We're going to get to this Rangers station at the other end of the swamp. I've got your poison here. Your ducted X-rays are stuffed in your bed mattress. We've got to alert the authorities. Unbeknownst to them,
there's some.
What was the stepmother's name again? Was it Deborah?
Yeah.
She's setting her goons out where...
Dorothy, sorry.
Dorothy, my bad. See, I knew there was something else about the...
No, I'm sorry. That's the actress's name. Her name is Margaret.
All right, you know what? Whatever her name is, we apologise, folks. We kind of keep track of everything. She's basically sitting at the mansion, wardess of the manor with an open checkbook saying, go find that shit, take the dogs, go in the swamp, and make sure they don't come out alive. They
sent dogs after her.
Yeah, that was a little rough, wasn't it? But
a bit rough.
Those poor dogs.
Graham, that's hilarious.
What can I say? So the dogs are out with two of the henchmen. Meanwhile, you've got the other fella, I can't remember his name, flying the chopper, trying to cut them off at the pass as well. But before we even get to all that, we're into good old Michael again. Julie recognises him as the person who pulled him from the burning boat that unfortunately took the life of her dead father. And he's very reluctant to help out again. He's just, no, not doing it, don't want to get involved, keep the hell away from me. But he does at the very least point him in the direction of the ranger station, 7 miles through the swamp, yada, yada, yada.
And he points him and then he goes away.
Or so you think. Because here comes the part of the story where there was portions there I just found completely freaking absurd. We descend into the swamp for a few miles. The dogs are giving chase. Margaret is ever on contact with her henchmen via radio. And just when you think they're going to get caught because Julie's a lazy bitch and won't walk, up pops Michael again and decides, okay, I'll be your tour guide, I'll narrate you, let's go. They then come up with the suggestion we've got to get off land, we've got to get into the river so that we can lose the scent for the dogs. Okay, that's fine, I can handle that thus far. Here's the bit that becomes completely absurd. Into the river they go, they move a few feet, and then they encounter gentle frickin' Ben. The big bear. The big brown bear. Before my take on this is getting out, what did you think of the big brown bear and how it was handled? Via a Hulk out.
If it's with the bear, that was actually funny, and then he changed underwater, so that was actually kind of amusing. I guess the only other thing is throwing the bear like it was a javelin or football.
That's the bit that pissed me off.
Yeah, that was funny, but I didn't think it was realistic.
No. Now, I get transforming underwater. I get wrestling the bear. I get even defeating the bear. Yeah. But to hoist it above your head, then throw it like a javelin, and then it just flops out the river and walks away. I'm like, what?
Yeah, that was kind of
kind of daft.
Wasn't this where his paint kept getting licked off?
What's this now? Yeah. This is the So yeah, it was. But I'm surprised they had the budget to get a real bear.
I'm surprised they got him to work with the freaking bear. It must have been really well trained. A really well trained bear. I just hope that paint tastes like applesauce. Sue, your view on the bear?
Okay, well, I thought it was great, but it was this time, it was a good fight. It was lots of wrestling. It wasn't like there wasn't clawing or anything, so that kind of effect wasn't used. But the catapult of the bear across the thing, the swampy area was just. I agree with you fellas.
Yeah, it was funny, but it was funny, but it was stupid, if you ask me. My only other gripe with that scene though was the length of time it took for the Hulk out. I mean, the amount of wrestling David actually done with the thing. You think a bear by that time would have snapped a normal guy's neck?
Yeah. Okay. Good point.
Can we speed this up a bit? You're going to kill the main actor there, guys. Yeah. We need the big green guy. Pronto. Yeah. But that's what it was. I suppose you had time to kill. So, after, Luther Rigno wins the gold medal for javelin a bear, we cut to the scene with Michael and the rattlesnake, because they're walking along out some more, and while the Hulk's carrying Julie, he gets bit by the snake, which leads to a very great and frank exchange, if you ask me, between both Michael and Julie, where they delve into both their backstories. You find out that Michael had a son who fought in Vietnam, where he obtained the medal from that he always wears around his neck, and he's feeling guilty.
Which is perfect, because a lot of the fellows were coming home from Vietnam in '75, and this is 77.
Yeah, it's a couple of years before that, this aired. So that makes sense. Yeah. But as I say, I found it interesting. You had the both sides of the coin. You had Julie's story and you had Michael's story, all within this wee bit of interplay. So that was really, really interesting. Meanwhile, David's standing there glowing like a big cucumber, trying to decide if he's the Hulk or if he's David. Finally, the big green glow disappears, and we find out that Julie's done no bad job at extracting some rattlesnake poison from Michael's leg. Your thoughts on this scene, guys?
Yeah, it was really folksy and fun, and the sucking the poison out of the leg was really
with the aid of the whiskey.
With the aid of the whiskey and the tourniquet of the metal, that was interesting. So yeah,
interesting indeed. Alex, have you in this one?
I did like the quicksand part as well. That was kind of fun.
We'll get to that, but that was a fun part. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, for a TV movie, this isn't bad.
Excellent. So Michael at this point decides to, for the time being, break all ties with our traveling explorers. He tries to basically become the decoy for Margaret's lackeys and their dogs who are in hot pursuit. Yep. They get him down to the river. He ducks his head underwater. He's got the wee green plant thing, and he's blowing the air. And the dogs are, as a result, sent the wrong way for a brief period, until we get to the aforementioned, which Alex mentioned a few minutes ago, the quicksand scene. It's basically the last hurdle for our intrepid explorers throughout the whole swamp of this part of the episode. And unbeknownst to them, we have some quicksand underneath the water. And it's at this point where David's sinking. And Julie won't stand up, the lazy bitch.
Julie needed to reach up and grab a tree and help David out of the quicksand because
she wouldn't
pushed her out. And she couldn't do it.
David gets pissed. The green haze comes down. The big green fella's there. He's pissed. He's stomping about. He's thrashing in the quicksand. And now he begins to sink, and she'll still no stand up. I'm like, what the hell, woman? Give him a hand, man. You can't just sit there and self-pity. You've been told. It's all in your mind. Mind over matter. Oh, man. If I hear the words I can't one more time, I'm going to blow my brains out.
Okay.
But eventually, thank God, thank you, writers, she stands up, she reaches up, and she gets the branch to the big green fella. Guys, your thoughts on this scene?
Well, that was a pretty small branch for such a big fella.
That was another thing I found ridiculous, but what can you do? You had to go with what you did.
Yeah, and I mean, it was these are great scenes, you know. I guess since it was all written by Kenneth Johnson, you know,
Yep.
the producer. This is really close to his best vision for it. So that was fun. Yeah, it was good.
Alex, you intimated you enjoyed this scene.
Yeah, like I said, it's a good TV movie. I probably would have edited a little bit more. Like I said, throwing the bear like it's a football or whatever, that was definitely silly.
What about the quicksand?
Yeah, the quicksand was good. That was kind of interesting how the Hulk seemed very confused.
Yep. Okay, so basically, what ends up happening here is out comes the big fella, and there's one thing that I forgot to mention throughout this whole thing, and he does it several times. They avoid the quicksand, whereas the dogs and the lackeys can't, by his super jump, like one of the super freaking Mario brothers. He must have done it about 5 times throughout this whole movie.
Yep.
Yeah. Mario and Luigi have got nothing on the Incredible Hulk, man. I'll tell you. We jumping like this. It was different, but this enabled them to avoid the quicksand. To which point they move on to what you believe is the outskirts of the ranger station, and we meet our final obstacle. Good old Chopper Dave and his helicopter.
Yep.
We have some bullets flying, and he was taking it rather easily, if you ask me. The chopper scene before we go to the ranger station, guys.
Well, yeah, he throws a big stump at the thing, and the back rotor breaks off after such a long chase, where you see it, and there's some parallel editing and everything, and you see the chopper, and you just know that it's getting closer, and then it gets close, and since he's still big and green, he throws this great big clump of tree stump at it, and the back rotor breaks and the thing falls to the ground.
And that is essentially the last obstacle for Trepid explorers throughout this swampland. Yep. We just have the initial farewell scene between Julie and with Rigno's Hulk. Where, I don't know, for some reason it gave me vibes of Swamp Thing, the first movie where he's hiding, you know, I don't know why, but
yeah,
you got to go hide out there. Go on, yeah, go hide out there.
Isn't that DC?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, the Swamp Thing. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
and ironically, that movie where that scene is taken from wouldn't be out for another 4 years prior to this. So maybe that took homage for this. Who knows?
Yeah. Who knows?
So now it's the. I got to go see the cops. You go hide in the bushes scene.
What, you want to score this?
No.
The scene with the cops and the helicopter and everything.
Yeah, that was another thing. I didn't know if that was realistic. The Hulk playing, talk about the Olympics.
Yeah, Frisbee.
Not only can he throw, not only can he throw bears, but he can destroy helicopters in 10 seconds from the ground. Yeah, but like I said, they had to resolve the story somehow, and I guess they had the money for stunts, I guess.
There you go. So the Hulk goes off into the bushes. Julie goes off to the ranger station. Jack McGee has had no luck here whatsoever. He obviously showed up in town wanting to, get his usual lead on the story. But as you find out, no one's for talking, and you basically find him hanging out at the local sheriff's office, drinking coffee when all this transpires. So no luck there for Jack McGee, much to his chagrin. But anyway, as I say, second story in. So the inevitable conclusion to this one is, folks, Julie can walk again. Stepmama Margaret and dastardly doctor have been arrested for their heinous crimes.
I could have gotten away with it if it wasn't that meddling Hulk.
Yeah, there you go. Fuck you, Scooby-Doo. But I must confess, and good old Michael now has a a job, a purpose in life, and he apparently has a spare room in the Griffiths estate. So I'm assuming that by the end of this, he's Joey's, like, if no financial advisor, then personal advisor, something along those lines. So, yeah, and so basically Jack McGee shows up, says, okay, what happened to the big green fella who ran off with you? Oh, he died in quicksand. And that's not the answer that Jack wanted to hear. So Michael had to take him out of that room and say, yeah, you come with me, fella. Yeah. Hopefully he gave old Jack some whiskey. And we also have the scene at the end where David actually undergoes the treatment within the radiation machine.
Yeah, it was just basically an MRI, but it wasn't noisy like an MRI was.
No,
so it was obvious that they took the concept of an MRI and put it into this.
Yes. Well, what this initially does is it leaves you in suspense until next week, because you don't, even David doesn't know right off the bat if it's worked or not. Of course, we know in hindsight it's not worked, but you don't know that watching this for the first time until we go into episode 3 and that next Hulk happens. You assume it's worked, but he did leave it open by saying, "I don't know." So
right
there you go. Of course, Julie, asked him to hang around, but with that pesky Mr. McGee forever in the shadows, and as he mentioned, he was unable to testify as to whether he or the Hulk did actually kill someone.
Yep.
He has to keep on moving, and so he, much to Joey's chagrin, he leaves. He gets on that bus, and we hear that melodramatic music.
Yeah.
A sad man.
But this time it wasn't walking. He wasn't walking.
No, exactly, yeah.
He was on a bus. Yeah.
No hitchhiking yet. We're too early in the run for that. But
yep.
Obviously, the series wouldn't go to the show wouldn't go to series until the episode after this. With we're off to the races with regards to this show, and an interesting second movie. And call it I don't know why it's called a second pilot, to be fair, because it's essentially just a second movie before the TV show began.
Yeah. Do you want? Go ahead.
No, as I say, I don't know why it's referred to a second pilot, because it doesn't exactly rehash what went before with regards to the first movie. So it's kind of weird why they call it a second pilot. Yeah, it's just it's a second movie. And we're off to the races with Bill Bixby, Lou Ferrigno, and this 5-season epic. And with that, guys, we have tread every board possible with this story.
Yeah. Would you like to give it like a number or a letter?
Yes, I will in a minute. I'm just saying I can only apologise if we've spoiled it off for you by going through as much of it as possible, but there's no set formats for these type of shows when you're filling in for the regular host. We hope this is to Frank's liking. And before we close the show this evening, guys, would you like to give this either a letter, a number, or a thumbs up or thumbs down?
Let's give it a letter. What would you give it?
I'd say a B.
Yeah.
B.
B is a good number letter for me, too.
A B is a good number. Thank God this podcast isn't sponsored by Sesame Street. I will go a little higher. I'll get a B+. I really enjoyed this. I thought the Lauren Prince, who played Julie, was phenomenal, and I loved me some Michael. And the leads were fantastic, too. So with me and my glee and my bottle of whiskey, it simply leaves me to say, be excellent to yourself, folks, and Sue.
Don't Hulk out. Rawr.
Brother. See you next time, folks. Good night.